What's up, guys? Andrew Briscoe here, and today I'm going to be talking about 7 mistakes to avoid when purchasing your first home. So there's so many things to think about whenever you're buying your first home, from financing to how many bedrooms or bathrooms you want in your house. And so this is just kind of a list of 7 of the biggest mistakes that I've seen first-time home buyers make to hopefully help you out in your experience and make it a little bit easier and smoother. So number 1 is making an emotional decision. And what I mean by this is just making sure that you take the time to really think about important things whenever you start looking for a house. So that's, how long are you going to live there? Are you going to possibly be starting a family in that home? Our school district's going to be important. Sometimes it's easy to get caught up in not as important things like what color the granite countertops are or what color the flooring is, and forget about things that might be more important later down on the road. So what I would suggest is make sure you make a list of some of your must-haves, some of your wants, and really spend some time thinking about long-term what you want out of your first home. Number 2 is searching for a home on your own. Now, I'm not just saying this because I'm a real estate agent. I'm saying this because with all of the advances in technology these days, it's really easy for home buyers to search for homes on Zillow, on Trulia, all these websites. They have access to so much information, and sometimes all that information is not accurate or correct. And that's why it's really important to make sure that you seek professional help from a real estate agent that you know and trust, so that they can help guide you through the process and answer any questions that you might have. And another thing to keep in mind is when you're purchasing a home and you use an agent to help you to buy, it doesn't cost you anything. It's totally free. The seller pays for that commission. So you don't have to pay anything out of pocket, and you get professional guidance to help you through the whole process. You absolutely should make sure that you have an agent helping you when you're purchasing your first home. Number 4 is assuming that all neighborhoods' rules are the same. Now, let me explain a little bit what I mean by this one. Owning your first home is super exciting, and you want to have that freedom of being a homeowner. And make sure that you do your research about the neighborhood, because some neighborhoods have HOAs and restrictions on different things, from lawn maintenance all the way to you might not be able to blare music as late in one neighborhood as you would in another one. And so just make sure that you do your research and due diligence, and your agent helps you get that information of any restrictions or any HOAs that might change your plans after you own the home. Number 5 is not saving enough money. Now, there are tons of first-time homebuyer programs out there and loan options that can get you into a house for sometimes as little as $500 to $1,000 out of pocket. Now, the other thing to consider is that homes are a little bit different than renting. When you own a home, there's all kinds of things that could happen, and you're responsible for those now as a homeowner. So make sure that you have enough money saved up, and think ahead into the future of what happens if there's a water leak or a repair, or the HVAC system needs a repair, or things need to be fixed up once you move in. You don't want to just be completely cleared out. I know it's exciting to get into your first home, and it's exciting when you can get in for $500 or $1,000 out of pocket as a first-time home buyer, but make sure that you have enough money saved up so that you don't get in a pinch a few months after owning your home. Number 6 is not talking to a lender before you start shopping for homes. Now, I totally get this one, and I see why first-time home buyers will start looking at houses and kind of neglect talking to a lender and getting a pre-approval. It's kind of a scary process. You've got somebody that's pulling your credit, looking into your finances, and it's such an important step that you should definitely make at the top of your priority list when you're getting ready to buy a house. This is going to just give you a better idea of exactly what you can afford, what your payments are going to be, what loan options, and it might actually work out better for you, and you might find out that you can afford a little bit more home than you thought. And it's just going to allow you to be ready to go when you start shopping for homes and know exactly what you can afford and what fits your budget. And last but not least, number 7 is not making informed offers when you start looking at houses. Now, this one is really, really important, and this is where your agent that's representing you comes into play. Now, most first-time home buyers, when they start searching, they're super excited, and this is one of the biggest investments that most people make. And as it being one of the biggest investments that you're going to make, you want to get a good deal on a property. Now, on the other hand, you still want to make sure that you're making informed offers that are going to get accepted depending on how the market is. Your agent should be able to set expectations with you of what the market looks like and prepare you for what kind of offer to submit when you're ready to start shopping. Now, this could look like in a seller's market, you might not have as much room to negotiate, and it might be really competitive for buyers, so you should be prepared for that. Now, on the other hand, in a slower, less competitive buyer's market, you might have more room to negotiate with the seller and get a little better deal. Again, this is just going to be about making sure that you have an agent that's informed about what's going on in the market so that you get a good deal on a home and still are able to get your offers accepted. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 7 mistakes to avoid when purchasing your first home. And as always, if you have any other questions about buying, selling, or even investing in real estate, shoot me a DM, reach out. I'd love to answer any questions you have.